One, two, one, two, one, two. TOM, teachers of Maat. Who am I today? The scribe, been forever, but the name changes with the times. I come from a place where space is home. I go into realms where your face is gone. A change gon' come. As a teen, hypnotized deep in a sleep, party and slumber. 11 life path number, a life of death that's rebirth. Recall realities to reemerge. Soul purge, I'll lend you frequency like loan words. Before I teach, I spit a poem first. Step on stage, set the stage, car walking, set ablaze, divine fire. The body is divine attire, sewn from words. Sound frequency, awakening dreams. Don't pinch me every day I wake up, it's a home birth. Start from zero to become the heroes. Cycles of time causes expansion of mind. Potential is exponential. Gain XP, what your power made of. I've had to face self, face to fate, a double fate. What will I make of the present? I'm just trying to pet heaven. Twice great, 2 arms up is none to wave. It's nothing to wave. God separate the waters from the waters. Genesis 1 and 6. See, that source is thousands of years prior to a Bible even existing. It's called the pet, word for heaven. Watchers of noon, primordial, pre-ordered, bringing order in order. Its law the scales will represent. A double gift, re-present, Ray is present. Ra, amen to the God inside. The crown will glow as consciousness grows. So what assignment are you on? Doubles. Bodies from walking. I do my best to do my best. Lead with the left, heart out my chest. By a step out of the flesh. On my crown is the Nemez, Corona shining. I do my best to do my best. Lead with the left, heart out my chest. By a step out of the flesh. On my crown is the Nemez, Corona shining. Serpent mind winding in alignment. Straight from Orion, the origins. Dig into the root, Kim originals, the oracle speaking. Your aura is gleaming. The sons of God, Amen, Ra. Who can't afford a reason to fall below your own means, meaning reaching beyond the firmament ceiling. I see linguistics tricking us deep into sleeping. The way we live inception, I must be dreaming. Doubles, double L, square root, mirrors, reverse the image. My grip is slipping. Almost forgot the point of the mission. Statement, point out all the contradictions. Blatant, truth lives where my eye is foundation. Yeah. Co-founded a nation, dictionary, study, spells can be scary. Etymology, this here is completion. Cycle circles, dualism, wisdom. I peddle flowers. 2 eyes are watching to see through the double realm I'm healing. Never out of what's within him. Infinite reasons, just like my brother Arcad. Always remain calm against demons. Death culture, to be alive here, it's a lie here. They crossed us into thinking that death isn't living. The lies are falling through my palms, arm wide, holes in my hand. The Pope's in command, I demand the throne back. Ancient teachings, I'm a throwback. Picture that, see this moment here is Kodak. So black, I see through lies. Why they hold that? Ocean motions, I'm flowing through noon in the boats of consciousness. My tongue is rolling, planting seeds, sowing, knee of speaking, untangled quantum DNA, spitting frequencies. I hear Christians scream hallelujah, and this ain't that the name of God is God. I must bring the order back, the scales are tipping. In the court of Allah, moonshine, Tehuti is Shah. This here is Ptah, bulldozing, the one chosen. Focus, when the light hits you, just open like lotus. Melt your mind when in mind time is frozen. Blow minds, my mind is golden. Coat me in gold, I've got a gold coat round me like I'm Tutankhamun. Like his, when you spell my name, put 3 lines in. Scribe, presenting the law's findings. Who's he? I me, an echo of Tehuti. Yes, I do my best to do my best. Lead with the left, heart out my chest. By a step out of the flesh. On my crown is the Nemez, Corona shining. We do our best to do our best. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. Keep. I had to relearn what a brother is. I had to relearn what a sister is. I had to relearn what a mother is. There is no other him. Watch your mouth, fix your lips. I am learning to compartmentalize what I find with my mentals. I could have been labeled mental voices in my head. If I speak to the wrong one, I'll be diagnosed schizophrenic. Creating pollution, you can't escape from where Captain planned it. Where's Captain Planet? And it's exactly how they planned it. It's insanity, stayed in a state of sanity. But I'm the scribe, keeping record on the record, I break records. This, that, medu, nature, echo, living, lively, times 3, Trinity. We are not the same, not even similar. Plant the seed, a man receive excellence, adoration, testaments, evaluation, literally. The love is real, yet they be hating. Salutations, I wait to master patience. Acting lackadaisy on your facts, I'm backed by conscious beings. I am free, can't lock the wings in. The diction is firm, call me men. A man 3 in 1, erection, protection, firm. Spitting life into who I speak to like sperm. Creation is a who I earned. The right to fully see it through. The heart as I rise through. Manu, Akut, lost it when I had to find you. I'm through, times 2, dualism, we will align soon. As I meditate in my room, it becomes a space of pure truth aligned with my art. Verbiage is sound for more than the 2 eyes. I can see the veil underneath that other veil. Focus when I am locked in. I don't need a cell. Tell me you don't see the traps. Tower power over enemies, frozen over hell, reversing spells. Fell from the skies, the body is disguised. If you needed a sign, well this is it. I hope you read between the lines, left, right. After the first step, I write what's left in me. This is destiny, keep on moving, especially if you find blockage. No amount of pushback will stop this. This will get capped in stone, they cannot top this. Pyro, fire, vibe is my attire. Inspire the ones chosen, the ones open, the ones spoken. From times when life was once spoken. Enchantments, Nessu, double tongue in motion. Give, receive, keep moving and move for keeps. Keep it real, keep the master key. I had to master me. Mirror glass shattered in my dreams. I didn't like the image till I realized I am the image of the image. I'm here for keeps, keep your distance. Social gimmicks are stories told within the hieroglyphics. Mystics, just keep on living. We're gifted. Our stories told within the hieroglyphics. A language living, just keep on living. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. Keep. I had to relearn what a brother is. I had to relearn what a sister is. I had to relearn what a mother is. There is no other him. Watch your mouth, fix your lips. Yeah, motivate a nation. Stepping out the spaceship, causing a spaceship. Faced with revealing the spells within this matrix from the Masons. But I'm the architect. Best respect, I can architect. Royal rulership, I hold the heck. Control my thoughts, still move when the game is paused. We speak heck up, this is the best of Medu Nature, bars like Wi-Fi, we're connected. Always on time, frequency and flow through frequency. I know the power I hold in my throat. Creation, destruction, with every single thing I've spoke. Enter, netter, Kurt, show your worth. Heal from all the hurt, not a singer, best believe I hold a note. Read between the lines, you're not really lost in that. I hope you find exactly what you are looking for. This is more than words, taught myself to heal myself. I come from the dirt, no time for slacking or bad habits. Sad tactics of bringing mad tragic mental processes that lack passion. Spit fire, black dragon, school of hard knocks, send you backpacking. My eyes, when this appears, it's like magic. The fact is, when it's wartime, we go savage. Shield of armor 720, prevent backstabbing all the fiends of good-hearted beings. They don't suit the role, they lack the fashion. So just keep on moving. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. Keep. I had to relearn what a brother is. I had to relearn.
Hotep, peace and love, everybody. Welcome to another wonderful show. Can y'all hear me? How's my sound? Can I be heard?
Yes, you sound great, good brother.
Peace and love. No headphones, Scribe. I don't got no headphones neither, brother. I'm following lead. Welcome, everybody, to an excellent show. This is the House of Aten, Study Guide Sunday, Ancient Tehuti and Teachings of the Neteru. Today's reading is The Legend of the Death of Horus through the Sting of a Scorpion and of his resurrection through Tehuti and other magical texts. Before we begin, we will begin, as we do every week, with our beautiful affirmation. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Anki and Maat. An and S. Nintet or Set and Maat. Min Hepapet and Maat. Her in Hu Qe per Iku. I live for Maat. I exist within her. I do not speak in the place of Maat. Every day I advance towards Maat. My being is surrounded in darkness. I come forth as conscious light. Peace and love, everybody. I am the great ATEF Rem Kim Maat. I'm the chairman of the organization, the Techetu, House of Aten. I'm a student of the great Tehuti Amenhotep Ra, the host of this weekly study guide, a true-hearted follower of truth based on ancestral artifacts over religious opinion, a lover of my people, dedicated to learning the Metal Netta, and a loyal defender of Ma'at. Next, we have the mighty Ahati Ma'at. Ahati Ma'at was taught under the great Tehuti Amenhotep Ra. He has been a serious student and teacher of Kemetic culture and history for several years. He has written multiple books, including a textbook called Journey of Your Soul series, essays, and articles. Furthermore, he hosts in-person and online classes, weekly podcasts, and periodically creates documentaries. He also has experience in public speaking and academic debating, and he is responsible for the creation of this weekly study guide. Next, we have the mighty scribe Ani Ptah Aten Tehuti, is a writer, poet, spoken word artist, audio producer, engineer, healer, spiritual advisor, consultant, and business creator. He is a master student of the Neteru, a true follower and protector of Ma'at, a scribe of Tehuti and Ma'at. He studies under the master teacher, Saba Tehuti Amenhotep Ra. For the scribe, quality always outweighs quantity. He enjoys observing reality and incorporating these observations into his writings and creations to assist in awakening of dormant DNA and reversing negative hypnosis. Next, we have the mighty Menkhu Ra Meri Maat. Menkhu specializes in training and educating youth workers, counselors, and educators about arts, culture, and history. He travels the world to experience how people live, and he shares with everyone who is interested in learning from the research he has witnessed. Menkhu has a master's degree in entertainment and media business and has been working in the music industry and with nonprofit agencies providing program planning and promoting concerts and community events in Madison and LA for over 30 years. During that time, he has facilitated the following innovative after-school programs for the Madison School Community Recreation, including Hip Hop 101, Music Production 101, MP4 music programs for youth. Welcome, everybody, to the House of Aten Study Guide Sundays. Peace and love.
Hotep. Greetings, great brothers.
Greetings, good brother. How are you feeling?
Feeling
Peace
great.
Hey, peace. Jada.
Hotep.
Hi.
You ready for class? Dad is going to do a great reading.
That was an accident. Yeah, I'm ready.
Excellent. Love those words. Yes, peace, good brother Menkhu Ra. How are you feeling? How is your weekend been?
I'm feeling good. Just adjusting to things since coming back from LA and big things are happening. Just trying to get information. But everything is good. Everything is wonderful. We are truly in abundance due to our great master teacher, Saba Tehuti. I am well. How are you, brother? How was your weekend?
Doing excellent. Feeling wonderful. Ready for this this reading here. This is a great it's a great story, great piece of literature that we have. So I'm definitely looking forward to presenting this and reading this together as an out, most definitely. So I'm doing great, good brother. Tafrim Kim Maat looks like he's.
Yeah, I had to get my mic. I had to get myself together. This is gonna be great. This is a lengthy one, but it's very necessary. You know, the tones and the writings of our ancestors is very necessary. Like I say all the time, we already know about Christopher Columbus and Nina Pinta and Santa Maria. Now it's time to learn about the death of Heru and resurrection of our great ancestors. So I'm ready.
All right, excellent. So before we get started, let's show some of the support of our great members. Let me pull this up for you all so I can introduce a couple things here. Okay, here we go. Let me share screen. Let me share screen. And first I'll show Nook Poo, Emmanuel Rodriguez, who sends in 1010. Aten Tua Ishin. So Tua, good brother. Peace and love, good brother. We appreciate you and being a member of the House of Aten and for your Tua Ishin. Peace and love to you, good brother. And also we want to announce one of the newest official members of the House of Aten. And we have the wonderful sister Minty Hotep, who sends in $20 for her initial House of Aten Tua Ishin. So Tua to this great sister here.
Yo, let's go.
Yes, Hotep. So Minty Hotep Nuti Maat, who's here live in the class. Peace to you, wonderful sister, for doing what you always have done, supporting the House of Aten, the teachings of Maat, our great Saba Tehuti, in every way that you're available to do so. So Hotep and Hinu to you for your services that you provide for our great Saba over the weekend, assisting him, and for everything that you do for us as well. Nuti Maat. So Hotep to you. All right, and next we have the good brother Stephen E, who sends in $10 for his membership for the House of Aten. All right, to our good brother, this is a wonderful supporter from the very beginning. Excellent supporter, wonderful member of the House of Aten, excellent asset. So to you, great brother, for your consistent support. All right, let me. So for those of you who may be new to the channel, this is the House of Aten, Ancient Tehutian Teachings of the Natiru, and we are here to provide a doorway to truth, an echo of the great Saba Tehuti's pod class, and we have Tua Ishin here, which is reciprocity for the time and for the information that we bring forth. So if you all would like to support here live, or if you're watching on the playback, our links to support they're all throughout the channel. They're in the description box. right here below you. They are in the chat room. Our great moderator, Primordial Thought 9, who is also posting the links to the PayPal and to the Cash App. And we also accept Ethereum as well. So if you have cryptocurrency Ethereum, you can go to houseofaten.org/donate and follow the instructions there if you want to support in Ethereum. So everyone who appreciates this information and wants to assist us in our movement and keep on doing what we're doing and bringing forth the level of everything that we do, to have these in-person celebrations like we just had, the Pathways to Awakening, to continue to keep doing talent shows with winnings, such as $250 for the first place winner, for the wonderful things that we're doing and providing and giving back to the community. It is with you all support that assist us in doing this and bringing this forth for everyone. So make sure you show your reciprocity and pay your tuition. I want to give a shout out to everyone on Rumble who's watching on Rumble right now. Peace and love to you. This is another wonderful platform that we have as a backup in case YouTube, there's things that can definitely happen on YouTube. Classes are taken down sometimes, and Rumble is a lot less restrictive. So we don't really have to worry about any of that over here on Rumble. So we also stream here live as well. So peace and love to everyone there. You all can support through what's called a rant on Rumble. It's just like here on YouTube where you have Super Chat, which you can also utilize the Super Chat and join the membership. Right next to the subscribe button, you'll see a button that says join, and you can join the YouTube membership and also support us in that way. We encourage you all to do that as well. Let's give a shout out to our great Saba Tehuti and Medu Netter Mondays. Email him at mysticaltelevision@gmail.com. 1:30 p.m. Pacific time every single Monday. The greatest Meta Netter understanding life class that there is. You won't find this nowhere else. So just email our great Saba Tehuti. You can find all this information on houseofaten.org. For our wonderful members, I started a free class for you all to join in. All of our House of Aten members. And this is Maat Wisdom Wednesdays. And it happens 2 or 3 times a month, depending on how the Wednesdays line up. So we have a class coming up this Wednesday, November 22nd, 2023. We'll have our next Wisdom Wednesday class, and this is free to join in for all of the House of Aten members. So it's wonderful, it's beautiful, and something that you all can take advantage of for being a member of the House of Aten. If you want to become a member, just go to houseofaten.org, email me, message me on the system there. You'll see everything right there at the House of Aten website, houseofaten.org. Okay, so peace and love to everyone. Welcome. Let's see who all is here. Ox Effect, the first one in the building, alongside Eric G. Peace, good brothers. Peace and love. Wonderful to see you. The wonderful Angela Gates is here, who says peace and love. Minty Hotep is in the building. Peace to you, sister. And we have Jamie OX, a good brother here. Hotep Sanu and Sanut. Nefer Keperet with the hand claps at Hotep. And we have Tanya 23 Experience. Peace, family. Anki Maat. Anki M Maat. All right. So as the great brother Atefrim Kim Maat read in the intro, we will be reading from a story titled The Legend of the Death and Resurrection of Horus. So sometimes you may see the Greek names and the titles. Sometimes you'll see that because more people know what those names are. But as we get here into the class, we start to transition that over to the actual meta-netter names to give people a bridge. So yes, this is the legend of the death and resurrection of HERU. And I'm gonna show a little bit about that stela that you just seen there, which is where the vast majority of this story comes from. So if you all are ready, if y'all can hear me clear, put 72 in the chat, put a 72 in the chat if you are ready to get started. If we're clear here and you are ready to take your notes and read a wonderful story. Let's see. Put a 72 in the chat, everyone. Let me get the banner going for the support so it can stay in the subconscious. Peace and love and HERU to all the great supporters. Make sure you support this class as well. And all of our accounts are now House of Aten. We still have teachings of Maat, so that way we can make a smooth transition. So for everyone who supports, be sure that you are now using the House of Aten, Cash App and PayPal, and not the formerly known as Teachings of Maat, Cash App and PayPal. All right, we're getting the 72s here in the chat. Wonderful. Nefer Keperet, Primordial Thought 9, Pa'ut, Ox Effect, Boss Fee. Peace and love to you, good brother. Boss Fee, Tiny 23 Experience is ready. Minty Hotep is ready. All right, let's get started. So let me share my screen. Make sure everything is clear here. All right, so here we are. We're at the METTERNICH STELE, CIPPUS of Horus, the magical stela. So there are hundreds of this HEKAU, which is the meta-netta word for magical words or words of power. So there are hundreds of this HEKAU in a more modest size, evidently to be within the home. Right, so here we have some beautiful stele here, some beautiful attestations of where some of this story that we're going to read resides on. So there are many of these, right? So here's 3 different ones. Here's one in the Met Museum, a session number 20.2.23. And the writings here are, on the front, on the back, on the sides, on the bottom. This whole thing is filled up with writing, just as I showed with this one here. This one right here. So this is just part of the story. They'll take part of different rituals, different HEKAU, different spells, and utilize and take these home, have these made, and utilize them for when they need to be utilized. And we'll get into through the story when Brother ATEF Rim reads. It'll show a lot of what these rituals are used for. So whichever one that may be particular to a specific person, that they would utilize and make one for that specific reason. A scorpion sting, a snake bite, many different things here. So here's one at the Walters Art Museum, and here's the Smithsonian National Museum of Asian Art. And here's the accession numbers if you want to look up these pieces here. Okay, so now let me take you to the largest, finest, and most complete in both texts. Right, so these are like the size of your hand. And now we're going to go to the largest of these, which is on this stele here, which is about 33 inches tall. So 3 inches shy of 3 feet. Is what we're going to go to here. And here we see young HERU right here grasping a hold of the serpent of Serket, the scorpion. Yeah, he even has a lion right here, holding on to a lion. So any creatures that could cause harm. And then we see the crocodile, him standing on the crocodile, showing forth his power and his dominance over these creatures here, which is powerful. And then we see Ra right here, and he's actually in the Osirian form, wrapped up. He's wrapped up here, and that's Ra. So Here standing on the serpent alongside HERU, and Tehuti standing on the serpents with the papyrus plant and the water lily, with Uwachit and Nekbet, the vulture and the serpent Neteret sitting on top of the Neb, to represent upper and lower Kemet, with the two Uwachits here alongside Bess's face right here in the middle. Okay, so that's all from this stele here, the magical stela CIPPUS of Horus, around 360 to 343 BCE, Dynasty 30, reign of who they call Nekten-Ebo II, who is the last native indigenous Par-EE of Kemet here, Nekten-Ebo, 360 to 343 BCE, a session number 50.85. So this is what we'll be reading from. This is where you will find the largest attestations of what's titled, categorized as the CIPPUS of HERU. So this is a magical stele here, and this will be utilized. The people will come and pour water over the stele here, over the stela, and the magic that's within the meta netter would be imbued into the water, and they would use that for a magical purpose. They would take it home with them. So there's many different rituals that would be used. They would utilize what's being said on here. There's a lot on here, and as the great brother ATEF Maat said, it's a lengthy read, and it's because we'll be reading all this, and it's wonderful, wonderful to have. All right, and see here we have a beautiful statue here in the Louvre, E10777, and we see a priest here who's literally covered completely from head to toe in this this wonderful Hekau here, carrying the stela that you see. This one is it's a little bit bigger than the first ones I showed, but a little bit smaller than this one. Him holding it here, and it's wonderful. I actually have that same exact statue here, and which is called a tut, the image, the statue of something, and he's from the head all the way, his head wrap all the way along his body, all the way down. He has meta netter written all on him, and it's a very powerful piece to imbue yourself in the meta netter like this, right? And then also be carrying this stele here, which is a protection stela. It's a protection stela, so it's very powerful to have. Right, so here we're going to keep moving. This particular stela was commissioned by a priest named Nasu Aten. So this was this piece right here, accession number 50.85. This right here, this was commissioned by a priest to have made for the Par-EE, right, during the reign of Nekten-Ebo II, who is Naket Hor-Hebet. Here's his actual Sarah name, the name that he was born with. And of course, the Greeks take the names and transfer them into whatever they like, and then we go by whatever they like to call them. So somehow they got Nekten-Ebo from Nakat Hor-Nebet. So we have the Nakat here, as you see the arm with holding the stick to pull something to you, which represents strength, and Hor, and then Hebet right here, the Heb, the Nebo with this diamond in the middle, which lets you know it's talking about a festival. And the great brother Menkhu presented some from the Heb Said festival in the House of Aten introduction video. And that's what this symbol is here. So this is actually Nakat Hor-Hebet, who they call Nekten-Ebo II. also known by the Greeks, the last native pharaoh of Kemet before the Persian takeover, just prior to Alexander of Macedon. Right, so so he was the one fighting for the land prior to the Persians coming and taking over for the little bit of time that they did. And here's an image of him. This is in the Met Museum at session number 12.182.4C. Here's a wonderful image of him with his 5 names. Since will always see and read, you'll only see and read Nekten Nebo anytime you look up any information from this great part EE here. And it's very important for us to know what their names truly are, what their RINs really are, because Nekten Nebo is not his name. And we want to be able to continue to recite the correct vibrational tone to our ancestors. Okay, so here's his Sarek name, which is also known as the Golden Falcon name here, which is Meri Tawi Met Kemet, beloved of the 2 lands and guardian of Kemet. And this is also Alexander the Third, known as Alexander the Great, also took on this name here, Met Kemet, guardian of Kemet. So here is Nakat Hord Hebet, and his Sarek name is Meri Tawi, beloved of the two lands, the Meri Tawi, and guardian of Kemet. And here is his Nebti name, right? The Nebti, the 2 ladies, right? The Uache and the Nekbet, sitting on top of the Nebos, just as I showed on the stele itself, to represent upper and lower Kemet. Also the representations of the papyrus plant and the water lily, the two plants that made up the upper and lower regions. Saheru Ib Necheru, right? The one who has pleased the hearts of the Netter. So that's a beautiful name. And here's another name, Semen Hepu, the creator, the one who establishes the laws, the Hepu. So when you become a member of the House of Aten, we send out what's called the Hepu in Maat, which means the laws of Maat, a structure system that we stand on and that we follow. And here is actually the name of the good part EE here, Semen Hepu, creator of the laws. Senejem Ib Ra, right? Setepin in Amun, pleasing to the heart is Ra, chosen of Amun. Senejeb Ib Ra Setep in Amun. And then this is his throne name, his name when he proceeded to have the throne. So this is and there's different variations of these names as well. So and that's another beautiful thing, like how today within the names that we receive, it's spelled one type of way, and that's the only type you ever use it. Well, in Kemet, your name could be spelled multiple different types of ways because it's made up of images, and there are different images to represent different things that you want to vibrate with. So there's different variations of these names, and the Nakat Hord Hebet is his Sarah name, the name that you are born with. All right, and then here we have him. Here is on the actual stela itself, and here he is right here, kneeling down with his arms up in the Ka position, to this symbol here, representation of the plant of the water lily with the shin on the bottom and the double plumes that you see on the crown as well. Him giving adoration, kneeled down, and there's his name right there in the shin. And also here Sarah, right? And then the Nefer Netter. So he is a Nefer Netter. He is a Netter. So it's not just the principles. Nektem Nebo that people call Nakat Hord Hebet is a Nefer Netter, right? Protector. Wonderful. Okay, so this is who this stela was written for. So Henu to Nakat Hor Hebet Par Ii Nesubiti, for being who he was, to have this erected so that we can have it today. And Henu to Nesu Atum, the priest, the Him Netertepi, that commissioned to have this done for him. All right, and then we'll read a little bit from here. The Metternich Stele, the Metternich Stele by Nora E. Scott. This is a great read. This was a section that's in the Metropolitan Museum of Art Bulletin that was made for JSTOR. And so here's a section on it from page 203 and 204. So there was evidently a recognized body of text and illustrations from which the designers of the stele could select to please their individual customers, right? And so that's what I showed at the very beginning with the different ones, right? So you could pick and choose and to what would be useful for you, because I mean there's a lot on here, and I'll show a little diagram here in just a minute. So which the designers of these stele could select to please their individual customers. No two CIPPI are exactly alike, but the favorite passages appear over and over again, in whole or in part. And the same is true of the pictures or the vignettes, that the text originated or at least were codified at different periods. It's obvious from the language in which they are told and the hieroglyphs with which they are written. But the idea which they are all based goes back to the earliest times. It is first expressed in writing in the pyramid texts of the 5th and 6th dynasties, and is to the effect that the person who is threatened can avoid his fate by pretending to be a god who has overcome the same calamity. And here they put pretending, but really it's invoking and becoming that, becoming the netter, and putting yourself in the position of being Heru. If you call forth, and as Saba Tehuti has taught multiple times in the consciousness and being a vessel for the consciousness that exists, and why all of our stories are written in first person accounts and not in third person accounts or second person. They're all coming from the perspective of I. And it's not a pretending thing. It's actually invoking and becoming that itself. So here in the pyramid text, we have Teti. The pyramid of Teti is Heru, right? This isn't a pretend thing. Teti is Heru. He is him, the little child with his finger in his mouth. Teti is the little child, and he can trample on you. 2,000 years later, Nesu Aten wrote, "It is Heru who has been stung, the innocent child, youngest of the Natiru." It is to be noted that in the earlier passage, it was Teti and the king who was privileged to identify himself with the Natiru. Now, any Egyptian felt that he could command divine help when he needed it. Although the word magic is usually employed to describe these stele, it must be remembered that the ancients made no such distinction as we do between magic, commanding divine help, and religion, praying for such help. Because the command is the prayer, because prayer means to ask, to recite, to bring a request to someone. That's prayer, which is a command of the tongue, right? And so yes, many of the texts which we are considering are spells to force the Natiru to aid the person for whose benefit they were recited. When a second person made the recitation, he might be a priest. We should say magician priest, one whose part was purely spiritual. But if the victim had already been attacked, the spells were more likely to have been recited while the patient drank or was sprinkled with holy water by a magician doctor, who probably regarded them simply as the correct professional pattern with which to accompany the sound medical procedure they often imply, which was to wherever the bite was to cut that open and then to suck out the poison, right, and spit it out, right? That actual medical procedure that will be utilized through different stings to remove the poison while these Heka'u are also being recited. The first register of the Metternich stele is a sort of introduction to the rest of the monument. The disk of the sun containing a winged figure of one of the great forms of Re, which you have here. So the first register is an introduction to the rest of the monument, right? Which is this. This is the first register. Starting out with Dua, Ra, Neter, Heru, Kuti, Nefer Neter, the Lord of the heavens. So this is the first register here. And so this is the disk of the sun containing a winged figure of one of the forms of Re, right here. Do you all know the name of this Neter here? Type it in the chat, and I'm gonna come back to it after I read and see if you all know the name of the four-headed ram Neter. The supreme god of northern Egypt and the great magician is supported on the signs for water, earth, and air. Re has four heads, which are turned towards the north, the south, the east, and the west. This symbol is worshipped by 8 baboons, right? The 8 baboons, with Tehuti, the messenger of Re and god of wisdom and writing, and the reigning pharaoh, Nakat Hor Hebet, at the right here. The short inscriptions praise Re state that Tehuti comes equipped with magic to exorcise poison. All right, and that's right here. Techet Tehuti. This is very small. It's kind of hard to see, but I can see that this is Tehuti speaking here. To exercise the poison and give the king's prayer that Re may keep him safe from the heat of the sun. The king's name appears again on the upper surface of the base in the small spaces at the sides of the stele proper. Below, on the left and right of the main relief, the child Heru triumphant, are 2 further short recitations. That on the left is uttered by the goddess Isis or Aset. Fear not, my son Heru, I am around thee as thy protection. I keep every evil far from thee and from everyone who suffers likewise. On the right, Tehuti again speaks. I have come from heaven at the command of Re to protect thee on thy bed every day and everyone who suffers likewise. So some very powerful Heka'u here in the stele that we're going to read. And here's a beautiful diagram of the stele actually broken down and what it consists of. We're not going to go into this in detail, but if you all want to take a screenshot of this, you can. Go ahead and take a screenshot. And if you ever want to go back and go over this on your own time and see how the different sections are cut up, you can do so. Right. So the part E, honored, venerated by the Natiru, east and west. East on the left, west on the right. Protection on water, story of Isis and the noble woman. So here's another story here. Spell against the scorpion, right here. Spell against poison, right? So different spells here. Dedication of the owner. Tehuti's invocation of Heru, right here. Spell against Apophis or Apep. Spell against poison. Here, a spell for healing a cat. Its parts are many of the Natiru. So spell for protection, for Ra protection and healing. So, you see it all broken down here. The story of Aset and the infant Horus is here along the base, which is more so the more popular part of the story. and you'll see, we'll go over, you'll hear when ATEF Rim Maat will read part of this section where it'll speak about Aset going into the papyrus thickets. And then here you have an actual image of Aset holding HERU, suckling HERU in surrounded by papyrus here. So a lot of these images help to tell the story that's being told, that's written. Okay, so very powerful. So a quick rundown of what this stele is, what's on it, and who commissioned it, and who it was written for. So as a scribe, it's definitely important to know the details of the stories, to know who the messenger is, as long as alongside the message, to have both. So I want to come back to the chat and see if you all was able to answer who this Netzer is here, the four-headed ram, who is also known as Ra or Asar. All right, let me stop sharing. Let's see. Did you all see anybody answer of who that Netzer was? Uh-oh, you're muted, Atef.
I was talking to my daughter.
Oh, okay. Minty Hotep says, Henu to the ancestors. Very beautiful. My HERU, peace to you, good brother. Who will be a House of Aten member very soon. Shout out to this good brother here. And there we go. Oxafek is on point. Ba Neb de Jed. So yes, that was Ba Neb de Jed, who was being raised up as the sun throughout the Ka arm, sitting on top of the Merd. So yes, that is. Let me show it one last time. Right here. Yep, that's Ba Neb de Jed. Absolutely. Excellent job, Oxafek, who knows what he's talking about. All right. So now we can get into the reading, get into this Heka'u here. Very powerful. And so yes, great brother Tef Rim Maat. You can take it away from here. Great brother. Be sure you all are supporting if you appreciate the information and if you appreciate the reading. Hotep Henu, houseofaten.org. Tef, we need a new soundbite, so we need you to utilize that one so I can save it, clip it, cut it.
Okay. For sure.
Add some delay to it.
It's coming. Houseofaten.org. Come join us. You already know. Definitely, man. Hotep, peace and love, everybody in the chat. Yes, I'm excited, man. That was great, brother. That was absolutely phenomenal. I like that. I like how we work together, man, and we, assist each other. So that was beautiful. And I'm about to get into these wonderful writings of our ancestors. Let me begin with screen share. Go entire screen. Share. Can y'all see my screen? Is it showing?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, so we're going to be reading from this book right here. This is the book. You can get it from Amazon. It's called Legends of the Egyptian Gods by E.A. Wallis BUDGE. I first came in contact with this book listening to my great Saba mention it on the KP podcast, Podcraft. And at the time, I had no idea what I was purchasing. I heard him say it. I threw it in the Amazon cart. I saved for later, and then I realized there was many volumes to this. So this is my personal book. You can see my little bookmark up there. But this is my personal book. So this is the book we're going to be reading from. We're going to be reading on page 143. It begins on page 143 of this same book right here. The legend of the death of Horus through the sting of a scorpion and of his resurrection through Tehuti and other magical texts. Incantations against reptiles and noxious creatures in general. Number 1. Get thee back, Apep, thou enemy of Ra, thou winding serpent in the form of an intestine, without arms and without legs. Thy body cannot stand upright, so that thou mayest have therein being. Long is thy tail in front of thy den, thou enemy, retreat before Ra. Thy head shall be cut off, and the slaughter of thee shall be carried out. Thou shalt not lift up thy face, for his, Ra's flame, is in thy accursed soul. The order which is in his chamber of slaughter is in thy members, and thy form shall be overthrown by the slaughtering knife of the great Neter. The spell of the scorpion goddess, Sekhet, driveth back thy might. Stand still, and retreat through her spell. Be vomited, O poison. I adjured thee to come forth on earth. Horus uttereth a spell over thee. Heru hacketh thee in pieces. He spitteth upon thee. Thou shalt not rise up towards heaven, but shalt totter downwards. O feeble one, without strength, cowardly, unable to fight, blind, without eyes, and with thine head turned upside down. Lift not up thy face. Get thee back quickly, and find not the way. Lie down in despair. Rejoice not. Retreat speedily, and show not thy face because of the speech of Heru, which is perfect in words of power. The poison rejoiced, but the hearts of many were very sad thereat. Heru hath smitten it with his magical spells, and he who was in sorrow is now in joy. Stand still then, O thou art in sorrow, for Heru hath been endowed with life. He cometh charged, appearing himself to overthrow the Sebau fiends which bite. All men, when they see Ra, praise the son of Asar. Get thee back, worm, and draw out thy poison, which is in all the members of him that is under the knife. Verily the might of the word of power of Heru is against thee. Vomit thou, O enemy, get thee back, O poison. The chapter of casting a spell on the cat. Recite the following formula. Hail, Ra, come to thy daughter. A scorpion hath stung her on a lonely road. Her cry hath penetrated the heights of heaven, and is heard along the paths. The poison hath entered into her body, and circulateth through her flesh. She hath set her mouth against it. Verily the poison is in her members. Come then with thy strength, with thy fierce attack, and with thy red powers, and force it to be hidden before thee. Behold, the poison hath entered into all the members of this cat, which is under my fingers. Be not afraid, my daughter, my splendor, for I have set myself near or behind thee. I have overthrown the poison, which is in all the limbs of this cat. O thou cat, thy head is the head of Ra, the Lord of the two lands, the smiter of the rebellious peoples. Thy fear is in all lands. O Lord of the living, Lord of eternity, O thou cat, thy two eyes are the eye of the Lord of the Kut Uraeus, who illuminateth the two lands with his eye, and illuminateth the face on the path of darkness. O thy cat, thou nose is the nose of Tehuti, the twice great, Lord of Kenimu, Hermopolis, the chief of the two lands of Ra, who putteth breath into the nostrils of every person. O thy cat, thine ears are the ears of Nebuchadnezzar, and who hearkeneth unto the voice of all persons, when they appeal to him, and weigheth words, judgeth in all the earth. O thy cat, thy mouth is the mouth of Tim, the Lord of life, the uniter of creation, who hath caused the union of creation. He shall deliver from thee from every poison. O thou cat, thy neck is the back of Nehedka, president of the great house, vivifier of men and women, by means of the mouth of his two arms. O thy cat, thy breast is the breast of Tehuti, the Lord of truth, who hath given to thee breath to refresh thy throat, and hath given breath to that which is therein. O thou cat, thy heart is the heart of the god Ptah, who healeth thy heart of the evil poison which is in all thy limbs. O thy cat, thy hands are the hands of the great company of the Neteru, and the little company of the Neterus. And they shall deliver thy hand from the poison from the mouth of every serpent. O thou cat, thy belly is the belly of Asar, Lord of Busiris. The poison shall not work any of its wishes in thy belly. O thy cat, thy thighs are the thighs of the god Menkhu, who shall make thy thighs to stand up, and shall bring the poison to the ground. O thy cat, thy leg bones are the leg bones of Kinsu, who traveleth over all the two lands, by day and by night, and shall lead the poison to the ground. O thy cat, thy legs or feet are the legs of Amen the Great, HERU, Lord of Thebes, who shall establish thy feet on the earth, and shall overthrow the poison. O thy cat, thou hunches are the hunches of HERU, the avenger or advocate of his father Asar, and they shall place sect in the evil which he hath wrought. O thy cat, thy souls are the souls of Ra, who shall make the poison to return to the earth. O thou cat, thy bowels are the bowels of the cow goddess Mahert, who shall overthrow and cut in pieces the poison which is in thy belly, and in all the members of thee, and in all the members of the Neterus in heaven, and in all the members of the Neterus on earth, and shall overthrow every poison in thee. There is no member in thee without the goddess, who shall overthrow and cut in pieces the poison of every male serpent, and every female serpent, and every scorpion, and every reptile which may be in any member of this cat which is under the knife. Verily, Aset waveth, and Neptet spinneth against the poison. This woven garment strengtheneth this being Horus, who is perfect in words of power, through the speech of Ra, Herakuti, the great Neter, president of the south and north. O evil poison, which is in any member of this cat, which is under the knife, come issue forth upon the earth. Another chapter. Say the following words. O Rakuti, come to thy daughter. O Shu, come to thy wife. O Aset, come to thy sister, and deliver her from the evil poison which is in all her members. Hail, O ye Neteru, come ye and overthrow ye the evil poison which is in all the members of the cat, which is under the knife. Hail, O aged one, who reneweth thy youth in thy season. Thou old man who maketh thyself to be a boy, grant thou that Tehuti may come to me at the sound of my voice. And behold, let him turn back from me. Nebuchadnezzar. Osiris is on the water. The eye of Heru is with him. A great beetle spreadeth himself over him. Great by reason of his grasp, produced by the Neterus from a child. He who is over the water appeareth in a healthy form. If he who is over the water shall be approached or attacked, the eye of Heru, which weepeth, shall be approached. Get ye back, O ye who dwell in the water, crocodiles, fish, that enemy, male dead person and female dead person, male fiend and female fiend, of every kind whatsoever. Lift not up your faces, O ye who dwell in the waters, ye crocodiles and fish. When Asar journeyeth over you, permit ye him to go to Osiris. Let your nostrils be closed, your throats stopped up. Get ye back, Seba fiends. Lift ye not up your faces against him that is on the water. Osiris Ra riseth up in his boat to look at the Neteru of Kerhet, and the lords of the Tuat stand up to slay thee. When thou comest, O Nehet against Osiris, when he is on the water, the eye of Heru is over him to turn your faces upside down and to set you on your backs. Hail, ye who dwell in the water, crocodiles and fish. Ra shutteth up your mouths. Seket stoppeth up your throats. Tehuti cutteth out your tongues. Heka blindeth your eyes. These are the four great Neterus who protect Osiris by their magical powers, and they effect the protection of him that is on the water. O men and women of every kind, and of beasts and animals of every kind, which are on the water. By day, protected are those who dwell in the waters. Protected is the sky wherein is Ra. Protected is the great Neteru who is in the sarcophagus. Protected is he who is on the water. A voice which crieth loudly is in the house of Neith. A loud voice is in the great house. A great outcry from the mouth of the cat. The Neteru and the goddesses say, what is it? What is it? It concerneth the Abtu fish which is born. Maketh to retreat from me thy footsteps. O Sebau fiends, I am Kenimu, the Lord of Herk-Urt. Guard thyself again from the attack which is repeated. Besides this, which thou hast done in the presence of the great company of the Neterus. Get thee back, retreat thou from me. I am the God. O Ra, hast thou not heard the voice which cried out loudly until the evening on the bank of Netet? The voice of all the gods and goddesses which cried out loudly? The outcry concerning the wickedness which thou hast done. O wicked Sebau fiends, verily the Lord of Ra thundereth and growled thereat, and he ordered thy slaughter to be carried out. Get thee back, Sebau fiends. Hail, hail. The narrative of Aset. I am Aset, and I have come forth from the dwelling or prison wherein my brother Set placed me. Behold, the Neteru Tehuti, the great Neter, the chief of Maat, both in heaven and on the earth, said unto me, Come now, O Aset, thou Neter. Moreover, it is a good thing to hearken, for there is life to one who shall be guided by the advice of another. Hide thou thy face with thy son, the child, and there shall come unto him these things. His members shall grow, and the twofold strength of every kind shall spring up in him, and he shall be made to take his seat upon the throne of his father, whom he shall avenge, and he shall take possession of the exalted position of Hek of the two lands. I came forth from the dwelling at the time of evening, and there came forth the 7 scorpions, which were to accompany me and to strike for me with their stings. 2 scorpions, Tephan and Bephan, were behind me. 2 scorpions, Mastet and Mastetef, were by my side, and 3 scorpions, Petet, the Thet, and Mettet or Martet, were for preparing the road for me. I charged them very strictly, or in a loud voice, and my words penetrated into their ears. Have no knowledge of any, make no cry to the Teshiru beings, and pay no attention to the son of a man, i.e. anyone who belongeth to a man of no account. And I said, Let your faces be turned towards the ground, that ye may show me the way. So the guardian of the company brought me to the boundaries of the city of Pasu, the city of the goddesses of the divine sandals, which was situated in front of the papyrus swamps. When I had arrived at the place where the people live, I came to the houses therein dwelt the wives and husbands, and a certain woman of quality spied me as I was journeying along the road, and she shut her doors on me. Now she was sick at heart by reason of those scorpions which were with me. Then the 7 scorpions took counsel concerning her, and they all at one time shot out their venom on the tail of the scorpion Tephan. As for me, the woman, Taha opened her door, and I entered into the house of the miserable lady. Then the scorpion Tephan entered in under the leaves of the door and stung the son of Usert, and a fire broke out in the house of Usert, and there was no water there to extinguish it. But the sky rained upon the house of Usert. Though it was not the season for rain. Behold, the heart of her who had not opened her door to me was grievously sad, for she knew not whether he, her son, would live or not. And although she went round about through her town, uttering cries for help, there was none who came at the sound of her voice. Now, mine own heart was grievously sad for the sake of the child, and I wished to make to live again him that was free from fault. Thereupon I cried out to the noble lady, Come to me, come to me. Verily my mouth possesseth life. I am a daughter, well known in her town, and I can destroy the demon of death by the spell or utterance which my father taught me to know. I am his daughter, the beloved offspring of his body. Then Aset placed her 2 hands on the child in order to make to live him whose throat was stopped. And she said, O poison of the scorpion Tephan, come forth and appear on the ground. Thou shalt neither enter nor penetrate further into the body of the child. O poison of the scorpion Bephan, come forth and appear on the ground. And I am Aset, the goddess, the lady, or mistress of words of power. And I am the maker of the words of power, i.e. spells. And I know how to utter words with magical effect. Hearken ye unto me. O every reptile which possesseth the power to bite and fall headlong to the ground. O poison of the scorpion mastet, make no advance into his body. O poison of the scorpion mastetef, rise not up in his body. O poison of the scorpion's patet and the tet, penetrate not into his body. O poison of the scorpion matet or martet, fall down on the ground. Here follows a chapter of the stinging of scorpions. And Isis, the goddess, the great mistress of spells, she who is at the head of the gods, unto whom the god Keb gave his own magical spells for the driving away of poison at noonday, and for making poison to go back and retreat and withdraw and go backwards, spake, saying, ascend not into heaven through the command, and of the beloved one of Ra, the egg of the smen goose, which cometh forth from the sycamore. Verily my words are made to command the uttermost limit of the night. I speak unto you, O scorpions. I am alone and in sorrow, because our names will suffer disgrace throughout the gnomes. Do not make love, do not cry out to the Teshiru fiends, and cast no glances upon the noble ladies in their houses. Turn your faces towards the earth and find out the road, so that we may arrive at the hidden places in the town of Quebec. Oh, the child shall live and the poison die. Ra liveth and the poison dieth. Verily Heru shall be in good case, for his mother are set. Verily he who is stricken shall be in good case likewise. And the fire which was in the house of Usurp was extinguished, and heaven was satisfied with the utterance of Aset, the goddess. Then the lady of Usurp came, and she brought unto me her possessions, and she filled the house of the woman Ptah, for the Ka of Ptah, because she had opened to me her door. Now the lady of Usurp suffered pain and anguish the whole night, and her mouth tasted the sting which her son had suffered. And she brought her possessions as the penalty for not having opened the door to me. Oh, the child shall live and the poison die. Verily Heru shall be in good case, for his mother are set. Verily everyone who is stricken shall be in good case likewise. Lo, a bread cake made of barley meal shall drive out or destroy the poison, and natron shall make it to withdraw, and the fire made with hetchet plant shall drive out or destroy fever heat from the limbs. O Aset, come thou to thy Heru, O thou woman of the wise mouth, come to thy son. Thus cried the Netiru, who dwelt in her quarter of the town. For he is as one whom a scorpion hath stung, and like one whom the scorpion who hath, which the animal and test drove away, hath wounded. Then Aset ran out like one who had a knife stuck in her body, and she opened her arms wide, saying, behold me, my son, Heru, have no fear, have no fear. O son, my glory, no evil thing of any kind whatsoever shall happen unto thee, for there is in thee the essence or fluid which made the things which exist. Thou art the son from the country of Mesket. Thou hast come forth from the celestial waters new, and thou shalt not die by the heat of the poison. Thou wast the great Bennu, who art born or produced on top of the balsam trees, which are in the house of the aged one in Anu Halopius. Thou art the brother of the Abtu fish, who orderest what is to be, and art the nursling of the cat, who dwelleth in the house of Neith, the goddess Reret, the goddess Hat, and the god Best protect thy members. Thy head shall not fall to the Techet fiend that attacketh thee. Thy members shall not receive the fire of that which is thy poison. Thou shalt not go backwards on the land, and thou shalt not be brought low on the water. No reptile which biteth or stingeth shall gain the mastery over thee, and no lion shall subdue thee or have dominion over thee. Thou art the son of the sublime God, who proceedeth from Keb. Thou art Heru, and the poison shall not gain the mastery over thy members. Thou art the son of the sublime God, who proceedeth from Keb, and thus likewise shall it be with those who are under the knife. And the 4 August goddesses shall protect thy members. Here the narrative is interrupted by the following text. I am he who rolleth up into the sky, and who goeth down in the Tuat, whose form is in the house of height, through whom when he openeth his eye, the light cometh into being, and when he closeth his eye, it becometh night. I am the water god, Het, when he giveth commands, whose name is unknown to the Neteru. I illume the 2 lands, night betaketh itself to flight, and I shine by day and by night. I am the bull of Bakha, and the lion of Manu. I am he who traveleth the heavens by day and by night, without being repulsed. I have come by reason of the voice or cry of the son of Aset. Verily the blind serpent Na hath bitten the bull. O thou poison which floweth through every member of him that is under the knife, come forth. I charge thee upon the ground. Behold, he that is under the knife shall not be bitten. Thou art Menu, the lord of Koptos, the child of the white Shat, which is in Anu, which was bitten by a reptile. O Manu, lord of Koptos, give thou air unto him that is under the knife, and air shall be given to thee. Hail, divine father and minister of the god Nebun, called Mertem, son of the divine father and minister of the god Nebun, scribe of the water god Het, called Unk Simtek, son of the lady of the house Tent Het Nu. He restored this inscription after he had found it in a ruined state in the temple of Osiris Menivis, because he wished to make to live her name, and to give air unto him that is under the knife, and to give life unto the ancestors of all the Neteru. And his lord Osiris Menivis shall make long his life with happiness. Of heart, and shall give him a beautiful burial after attaining to an old age, because of what he hath done for the temple of Osiris Menivis. Heru was bitten in Sekhet-En, to the north of Hetep-Hemt, while his mother Aset was in the celestial houses, making a libation for her brother Asar. And Heru sent forth his cry into the horizon, and it was heard by those who were in. Thereupon the keepers of the doors, who were in the temple of the holy Asia tree started up at the voice of Heru, and one sent forth a cry of lamentation. And heaven gave the order that Heru was to be healed. And the Nitiru took counsel together concerning the life of Heru, saying, O goddess Pi, O goddess Aten, who dwelleth in Atkus, thy, enter in, Lord of sleep, the child Heru. O, bring thou the things which are thine, to cut off the poison which is in every member of Heru, the son of Aset, and which is in every member of him that is under the knife likewise. A hymn of praise to Heru to glorify him, which is to be said over the waters and over the land. Tehuti speaketh, and this God reciteth the following. Homage to thee, God, son of a God. Homage to thee, heir, son of an heir. Homage to thee, bull, son of a bull, who was brought forth by holy goddess. Homage to thee, Heru, who cometh forth from Osiris, and was brought forth by the goddess Aset. I recite thy words of power. I speak with thy magical utterance. I pronounce a spell in thine own words, which thy heart hath created, and all the spells and incantations which have come forth from thy mouth, which thy father Keb commanded thee to recite, and thy mother Nut gave to thee, and the majesty of the governor of Shechem taught thee to make use of for thy protection, in order to double or repeat thy protective formula, to shut the mouth of every reptile which is in heaven and on earth and in the waters, to make men and women to live, to make the Nitiru to be at peace with thee, and to make Ra to employ his magical spells. Through thy chants of praise, come to me this day quickly, quickly, as thou workest the paddle of the boat of the Nitiru. Drive thou away from me every lion on the plain, and every crocodile in the waters, and all mouths which bite or sting in their holes. Make thou then before me like the stone of the mountain, like a broken pot lying about in a quarter of the town. Dig thou out from me the poison which riseth and is in every member of him that is under the knife. Keep thou watch over him by means of thy words. Verily, let thy name be invoked this day. Let thy power come into being. In him exalt thou thy magical powers. Make me to live. And him whose throat is closed up. Then shall mankind give thee praise, and the righteous shall give thanks unto thy forms. And all the Nitirus likewise shall invoke thee, and in truth thy name shall be invoked this day. I am Heru of Shet Inu. O thou who art in the cavern, O thou who art in the cavern, O thou who art at the mouth of the cavern, O thou who art on the way, O thou who art on the way, O thou who art at the mouth of the way. He is Umar, who approacheth every man and every beast. He is like the god Sep, who is in Anu. He is the scorpion god, who is in the great house Het-Er. Bite him not, for he is Ra. Sting him not, for he is Tehuti. Shoot ye not your poison over him, for he is Nefertim. O every male serpent, O every female serpent, O every Antesh scorpion, which bite with thy mouth, with your mouths, and sting with your tails. Bite ye him not with your mouths, and sting ye him not with your tails. Get ye afar off from him, Make ye not your fire to be against him, for he is the son of Osiris. Vomit ye, say 4 times, I am Tehuti. I have come from heaven to make protection of Heru, and to drive away the poison of the scorpion, which is in every member of Heru. Thy head is to thee, Heru, it shall be stable. Under the Uret crown, thine eye is to thee, Heru, for thou art Heru, the son of Keb, the Lord of the 2 eyes, in the midst of the company of the Netiru. Thy nose is to thee, Heru, for thou art Heru the elder, the son of Ra, and thou shalt not inhale the fiery wind. Thine arm is to thee, Heru, great is thy strength to slaughter the enemies of thy father. Thy 2 thighs are to thee, Heru, receive thou the rank and dignity of thy father Osiris. Ptah hath balanced for thee thy mouth on the day of thy birth. Thy heart or breast is to thee, Heru, and the disk maketh thy protection. Thine eye is to thee, Heru, thine right eye is like Shu, and thy left eye like Tefnu, who are the children of Ra. Thy belly is to thee, Heru, and the children are the Netirus who are therein, and they shall not receive the essence or fluid of the scorpion. Thy strength is to thee, Heru, and the strength of Set shall not exist against thee. Thy phallus is to thee, Heru, and thou art Kemutef, the protector of his father, who maketh an answer for his children. And in the course of every day, thy thighs are to thee, Heru, and thy strength shall slaughter the enemies of thy father. Thy calves are to thee, Heru, the god Khnemu hath builded them, and the goddess Aset hath covered them with flesh. The soles of thy feet are to thee, Heru, and the nations who fight with the bow, Peti, fall under thy feet. Thou rulest. The south, the north, the west, and east, and thou seest like Ra. Say 4 times. And likewise, him that is under the knife. Beautiful God. Senep Tim Ab Ra Satepin. Amen. Son of Ra. Neket Heru Hebit. Thou art protected, and the gods and goddesses are protected. And conversely, beautiful God, Sinatepchin Ab Ra Satepin Ra, son of Ra, Neket Heru Hebit. Thou art protected, and Heru Shet Enu, the great God, is protected. And conversely, another chapter like unto it. Fear not, O Bast, the strong of heart, at the head of the holy field, the mighty one, among all the Netirus. Nothing shall gain the mastery over thee. Come thou outside, following my speech or mouth. O evil poison, which is in all the members of the lion or cat, which is under the knife. The narrative of the stinging of Heru by a scorpion is continued thus. I am Aset, who conceived a child by her husband, and she became heavy with Heru, the divine child. I gave birth to Heru, the son of Asar, in a nest of papyrus plants. I rejoiced exceedingly over this, because I saw in him one who would make answer for his father. I hid him, and I concealed him through the fear of that fiend. I went away to the city of Am, where the people gave thanks for me. Through their fear of my making trouble for them, I passed the day in seeking to provide food. For the child, and on returning to take Heru into my arms, I found him, Heru, the beautiful one, of gold, the boy, the child without life. He had bedwed the ground with the water of his eyes and with foam from his lips. His body was motionless. His heart was powerless to move, and the sinews or muscles of his members were helpless. I sent forth a cry, saying, I, even I, lack a son to make answer for me. My 2 breasts are full to overflowing, but my body is empty. My mouth wished for that which concerned him. A cistern of water and a stream of the inundation was I. The child was the desire of my heart, and I longed to protect him. I carried him in my womb. I gave birth to him. I endured the agony of the birth pangs. I was all alone, and the great ones were afraid of disaster, and to come out at the sound of my voice. My father is in the Tuat, my mother is in the Akhet, and my elder brother is in the sarcophagus. Think of the enemy and of how prolonged was the wrath of his heart against me when I, the great lady, was in his house. I cried then, saying, who among the people will indeed let their hearts come round to me? I cried then to those who dwelt in the papyrus swamps, and they inclined to me straightway. And the people came forth to me from their houses, and they thronged about me at the sound of my voice. And they loudly bewailed with me the greatness of my affliction. There was no man there who set restraint of his mouth on his mouth. Every person among them lamented with great lamentation. There was none there who knew how to make my child to live. And there came forth unto me a woman who was well known in her city, a lady who was mistress of her own estate. She came forth to me. Her mouth possessed life, and her heart was filled with the matter which was therein. And she said, fear not, O son HERU. Be not cast down, O mother of the Neteru. The child of the olive tree is by the mountain of his brother. The bush is hidden, and no enemy shall enter therein. The word of power of Tim, the father of the Neteru, who is in heaven, maketh to live. Set shall not enter into this region. He shall not go round about it. The marsh of HERU of the olive tree is by the mountain of his brother. Those who are in his following shall not at any time it. This shall happen to him. HERU shall live for his mother, and shall salute her with his mouth. A scorpion hath smitten him, and the reptile Anuab hath wounded him. Then Aset placed her nose in his mouth, so that she might know rather he who was in his coffin breathed. And she examined the wound of the air of the god, and she found that there was poison in it. She threw her arms round him, and then quickly she leaped about with him like fish when they are laid upon the hot coals, saying, HERU is bitten, O Ra. Thy son is bitten, O Osiris. Horus is bitten. The flesh and blood of the air, the Lord of the diadems of the kingdoms of Shu. HERU is bitten, the boy of the marsh city of Aten, the child of the house of the prince. The beautiful child of gold is bitten. The baby hath suffered pain and is not. HERU is bitten, he the son of Unnefer, who was born of Amu. Horus is bitten, he in whom there was nothing abominable, the son, the youth among the Neteru. HERU is bitten, he for whose wants I prepared in abundance, for I saw that he would make answer for his father. HERU is bitten, he for whom I had care, when he was in the hidden woman, and for whom I was afraid when he was in the womb of his mother. Heru is bitten, he whom I guarded to look upon. I have wished for the life of his heart. Calamity hath befallen the child on the water, and the child hath perished. Then came Nephthys, shedding tears and uttering cries of lamentation, and going round about through the papyrus swamps. And Circe came also, and they said, Behold, behold, what hath happened to Heru, son of Isis, and who hath done it? Pray then to heaven, and let the mariners of Ra cease their labors for a space, for the boat of the Ra cannot travel onwards, while his son Heru lieth dead on his place. And Aset sent forth her voice into heaven, and made supplication to the boat of millions of years. And the disk stopped in its journeying, and moved out from the place whereon it rested. Then came forth Tehuti, who is equipped with his spells or words of power, and possesseth the great word of command of Makaru, and said, What aileth thee? What aileth thee, O Aset, thou goddess who hath magical spells, whose mouth has understanding? As assuredly no evil thing hath befallen thy son Heru, for the boat of Ra hath him under its protection. I have come this day in the divine boat of the disk from the place where it was yesterday. Now darkness came, and the light was destroyed, in order to heal Heru for his mother, Aset, and every person who is under the knife likewise. And Aset the goddess said, O Tehuti, great things are in thy heart, but delay belongeth to thy plan. Hast thou come equipped with thy spells and incantations, and having the great formula of Makaru, and one spell after the other, the numbers where are not known? Verily Heru is in the cradle of the poison. Evil, evil is his case, death and misery to the fullest extent. The cry of his mouth is towards his mother. I cannot bear to see these things in his twain. My heart hath not rested because of them since the beginning, when I made haste to make answer for Heru Ra, placing myself on the earth, and since the day when I was taken possession of by him, I desired Nekebka. And Tehuti said, fear not, O goddess Aset, fear not, O Nephthys, and let not anxiety be with you. I have come from heaven, having life to heal the child for his mother. Heru is, let thy heart be firm, he shall not sink under the flame. Heru is protected as the dweller in his disk, who lighteth up the two lands by the splendor of his two eyes, and he who is under the knife is likewise protected. Heru is protected as the firstborn son in heaven, who is ordained to be the guide of the things which exist and of the things which are not yet created. And he who is under the knife is likewise protected. Heru is protected by the great Dolph, Nimmu, who goeth round about the two lands in the darkness, and he is under the knife, who is protected likewise. Heru is protected as the Lord in the night, who revolveth at the head of the land of the sunset, Manu, and he who is under the knife is protected likewise. Heru is protected as the mighty ram, who is hidden, and who goeth round about in front of his eyes, and he who is under the knife is protected likewise. Heru is protected as the great hawk, which flieth through the heaven, earth, and the other world, Tuat, and he who is under the knife is protected likewise. Heru is protected as the holy beetle, the mighty wings of which are at the head of the sky. And he who is under the knife is protected likewise. Heru is protected as the hidden body, and as he whose mummy is in his sarcophagus, and he who is under the knife is protected likewise. Heru is protected as the dweller in the other world, and in the two lands who goeth round about, those who are over hidden things, and he who is under the knife is protected likewise. Heru is protected as the divine Benu, who alighteth in front of his two eyes, and he who is under the knife is protected likewise. Heru is protected in his own body, and the spells which his mother Aset hath woven protect him. Heru is protected by the name of his father Osiris, in his forms and the gnomes, and he who is under the knife is protected likewise. Heru is protected by the weeping of his mother, and by the cries of grief of his brethren, and he who is under the knife is protected likewise. Heru is protected by his own name and heart, and the netters go round about him to make his funeral bed, and he who is under the knife is protected likewise. And Tehuti said, Wake up, Heru, thy protection is established. Make thou happy the heart of thy mother, Aset. The words of Heru shall bind up hearts. He shall cause to be at peace him who is in affliction. Let your hearts be happy, O ye who dwell in the heavens. Newt. Horus, he who hath avenged or protected his father, shall cause the poison to retreat. Verily, that which is in the mouth of Ra shall go round about, and the tongue of the great netter shall repulse. The boat of Ra standeth still and travelleth not onwards. The disk is in the same place where it was yesterday to heal. Heru for his mother Aset, and to heal him that is under the knife of his mother. Likewise, come to the earth, draw nigh, O boat of Ra. Make the boat to travel, O mariners of heaven. Transport provisions of Sekhem to heal Heru for his mother Aset, and to heal him that is under the knife of his mother likewise. Hasten away, O pain which is in the region round about, and let it, the boat, descend upon the place where it was yesterday to heal Heru for his mother, Aset, and to heal him that is under the knife of his mother likewise. Get thee round and round, O bald fiend, without horns, at the seasons, not seeing the forms through the shadow of the two eyes to heal Heru for his mother, Aset, to heal him that is under the knife likewise. Be filled, O two halves of heaven, be empty, O papyrus roll, return, O life, into the living to heal Heru for his mother Aset, and to heal him that is under the knife likewise. Come thou to earth, O poison. Let hearts be glad, and let radiance or light go round about. I am Tehuti, the firstborn son, the son of Ra, and Tim and the company of the Neterus have commanded me to heal Heru for his mother, Aset, and to heal him that is under the knife likewise. O Heru, thy Ka protecteth thee, and thy image worketh protection for thee. The poison is as the daughter of its own flame. It is destroyed because it smote the strong sun. Your temples are in good condition for you, for Heru liveth for his mother, and he who is under the knife likewise. And the goddess Aset said, Set thou his face towards those who dwell in the northland, the nurses who dwell in the city Ptah, for they have offered very large offerings in order to cause the child to be made strong for his mother, and to make strong him that is under the knife likewise. Do not allow them to recognize the divine Ka in the swampland, in the city of Nimhetu, and in her city. Then spake Tehuti unto the great gods who dwell in the swampland, saying, O ye nurses who dwell in the city of Ptah, who smite fiends with your hands and overthrow them with your arms on behalf of the great one who appeareth in front of you. In the Sektet boat, let the Matet boat travel on. Heru is with you. He is counted up for life, and he is declared for the life of his father, Asar. I have given gladness unto those who are in the Sektet boat, and the mariners of Ra make it to journey on. Heru liveth for his mother Aset, and he who is under the knife liveth for his mother likewise. As for the poison, the strength thereof has been made powerless. Verily, I am a favored one, and I will join myself to his hour to hurl back the report of evil to him that sent it forth. The heart of Ra Herakuti rejoiceth. Thy son Heru is counted up for life, which is on this child to make him to smite and to retreat from those who are above, and to turn back the paths of the Sebau fiends from him, so that he may take possession of the throne of the two lands. Ra is in the heaven to make answer on behalf of him and his father. The words of power of his mother have lifted up his face, and they protect him and enable him to go round about wheresoever he pleaseth, and to set the terror of him in celestial beings. I have made haste. Hotep. That is it. Yep. That was a long one. That was beautiful. Hotep, can y'all hear me?
Yes, great brother. Yes, great brother.
Peace and love. Yeah, that was beautiful. That was absolutely. That was I, hey, I was reading it. I was like, I read. Can y'all hear me? Hotep.
Hotep.
When I was reading it, I was first I was getting lost a little bit. Like I was getting into the story, like how when your mom reads you a bedtime story and you like zoning out. So I'm like, my mind is like kind of zoning out because my imagination is like I'm visualizing what I'm reading. I'm trying to visualize it, but I'm like, wait, I'm reading this. So I kept having to like bounce back. Like, hold on, I'm reading. I couldn't like fully get engulfed into the story because I'm reading it, and my daughter's sitting here. It's beautiful, man. I love the writings of our ancestors. Number one, because I don't understand it in its entirety. I don't understand it completely, and that's okay, right? But it's our story. It's our writing. So that's number one. Number two is I understand some of it. I understand a little bit of what I'm reading, and I'm familiar with the story to a light degree. But my visualizations as I was reading, I was thinking of, I don't want to be disrespectful, but I was thinking of the biblical stories that we grew up listening to, and how they were embellished and how they were taken from these stories. Because as I'm reading, I'm subconsciously going back to some of the stories and some of the lies that we were taught as children, as Christians. And I'm not going to go into that because I don't want to offend. But this is the house of Aten, and we do stand by ancestral artifacts over religious opinion. And as I was going through the stories, you could see, as the great brother Scribe showed, the metal netter is there. And this is just a reprint of it, but it was shown on the actual stone and the papyrus that it was written on. before we did these writings. So, you know, it's just beautiful, man. And I'm honored to be able to read these stories from our ancestors. And I gotta go take a water break. I have to go, but it's beautiful, man. And I'm just honored. So thank you for taking the time to listen. And it's just a beautiful time that we're in right now. And I hope the Neteru are proud, because these stories I can see now as I'm reading and as I'm fully getting immersed in it. I can see where a lot of the religious stories come from. I could read it, and I'm visualizing it. But to our great brothers, let me go grab some water real quick, and I'll be right back.
Hotep.
All right, Hotep, great brother Menkhu Ara, what'd you think of that?
Oh, I have so much to learn. It's beautiful to be in this energy and to come into more truth and knowledge about the Neteru and our ancestors. I literally, when reading these stories, I feel like chains are being broken off of me. I feel like it's a healing process. So me too, as ATEF was describing, multiple things are happening simultaneously as we're learning this information. You know, there's the aspects of the knowledge, right? Trying to understand the knowledge and trying to visualize the pictures that these stories are painting. And then, you know, coming into the truth when we've been in these matrices, and majority of what we know is lies. And for me, all the trauma I have in my life. So it's an experience to be in this energy and to hear the stories. And as ATEF was reading, I was taking notes of things that I want to research more. I have the physical book, and I believe the digital book was shared with me. So I'll go back and put page numbers to different sentences that were shared. But really quick, here are a few things that stood out to me, and I'm gonna go back and do more research because there's a lot to process, right? The greatness of the Neteru. Woo! So to put all of this into context is, it's not, you know, I'm not absorbing everything in just this one instance, but there was the mention of the temple of Asar Menevis. So I want to know where that is and what the story behind that temple. And then I really enjoyed the hymn of praise to HERU. That was beautiful. There is a sentence, I speak with thy magical utterance. Love that. Gotta love that. The Hekahu. Let thy power come into being in him. And then there was a word in parentheses. I think it was QEFAU. So maybe that is for power. And then exalt thou magical powers. That stood out to me. And then I am Tehuti. I have come from heaven to make protection for HERU. What did you just say? what Tehuti? Okay. And then Ptah hath balance for thee thy mouth on the day of thy birth. So they are like, you talking that talk. This is not regular. So it's really powerful. And then the word of power of Tim, the father of the Neteru, that stood out to me. And then there was a portion that really, really stuck out to me on page 187. the legend of the death of Heru. On this page, it was then came forth Tehuti, who is equipped with his spells or words of power, and possesseth the great word of command of Makaru, and said, What aileth thee? What aileth thee, O Aset, thou goddess who hast magical spells, whose mouth hath understanding? Assuredly, no evil thing hath befallen thy son Heru, for the boat of Ra hath him under its protection. I have come this day in the divine boat of the Dis from the place where it was yesterday. Now darkness came, and the light was destroyed, in order to heal Heru for his mother, Aset, and every person who is under the knife likewise. And Aset the goddess said, O Tehuti, great things are in thy heart, but delay belongeth to thy plan. Hast thou come equipped with thy spells and incantations, and having the great formulas of Makaru, and one spell after the other, the numbers whereof are not known. That part really reminded me of Saba, of his consistency, his dedication, his knowledge, and how he teaches, and how he can take so much information and funnel it into his commitment to teaching. And so I really like that section on that page. It's really powerful. When they get to talking about spells, like, and the Hekau, and because when they said stuff, they meant it. And whatever they focused on with the power and the momentum and the energy, and law of attraction is a comedic concept. I can't even imagine what was happening in these conversations. Like, you ever had somebody like really passionate about what they were saying, and you could feel it? And sometimes it's anger, sometimes it's joy, sometimes it's excitement. Imagine standing in front of Tehuti talking about whatever he wanted to talk about. You will probably have to hold on with the wind blowing at you like the force of a hurricane. So, you know, it would be beautiful if Ani could just take these books and put them into a movie for us, so we can see these various scenes. You know, the new Steven Spielberg, Ani Ptah. Like, no, I'm joking, but I'm like serious, because we like reading it, right? We're trying to absorb it, but imagine the visuals, right? If the visuals of being in Kemet and being in the tombs and having these actual factual depictions of the Neteru, and all of this is happening. We watch these crazy movies that all they are is examples of the Matrix and white supremacy. But what if we actually got to see? We are seeing, right? Because these books and these words are very powerful. A lot of time and dedication went into putting this together, but seeing this, like, I guess we can go in to different realms. The more we learn this information, we can visualize it on our own. But it would be, you know, there's multiple ways we could see this, you know what I mean? And another way that just could, you know, bring us light, right? Because all we're really trying to do is be in the energy of the Neteru and Ray, and become our true self, and be the superstars that we are, and be the loving beings that we are, and being connected to the universe. And so all of this is very powerful, and it's definitely an honor to be in this energy and be having this discussion, and to be learning together about our family, right? This is our family, this is our ancestors, and to have the ancestral artifacts over the religious opinion is a very powerful, treasured experience, because this is what I need in my life. So to be able to get this, Saba recommended these books when I first was coming into Saba's energy and wanting to learn more. He's like, get these specific books. And so to be going over this, I started reading this. I haven't gotten through the whole book. And I was like, whoa, Saba, you need to, you could do a book study, a book club on this. And this would be really beautiful to have Saba walk alongside us and teach us this. I said, Saba, this is a hard read. I love my ancestors in the Neteru, but this book is a lot in here to unpack. And, you know, to be able to get all the takeaways, you need a master teacher like Saba Tehuti. So for us to be able to go over this and be having these discussions is definitely a step in the right direction. So Kes, Hindu, to the Nefer beautiful brothers on the panel, and Saba for leading us in the direction of truth. And I'll end with that. I'll pass it to you, great brother Ani Ptah, if you have anything you want to share. Great Netter.
Yes, Hindu to you, great brother. Tua for those wonderful words and that beautiful observation, and pointing out some of the lines that you said. You know, it's a lot to digest, especially when, you know, it's a lot to digest just reading the English, and let alone to go in and start to connect the sentences with the meta netter and read that too. You know, this is the reason why we're 57 classes in on meta netter Monday and on page 7. So it's over a year of starting the Perm Heru, and I mean, this is how imbued we have to be with this information, like you're saying, good brother, and to really be able to be in the consciousness enough to receive what's being said. In one of the first things earlier in my coming into information of this magnitude, what I learned real quick, this was before studying the meta netter. What I learned real quick was that to be able to understand what's being read, I have to be able to put myself in the mindset of the people of the time in which of this is being written in. And I understood that real quick and reading. I'm like, wow, this is with what we're raised up in, with the environments that we're around, to be able to read this and understand it, it's just not gonna work. That's not something that can happen. So when people get these books or get the Perm Heru and start reading it, and you know, from what they read, take whatever it is away that they take from it, is so minuscule to the overall picture of what's being painted. Without putting ourselves in the mindset of the people who wrote this, it's impossible to truly take in the information. And so that's why I wanted to go to Saba Tehuti personally. And first questions that I started asking him was about the meta netter, and my actual first question was about the number system and understanding how they looked at numbers. But going into the meta netter, and because you can have multiple translations of one writing, and they will all read differently. It won't read the same. And it's like, wow, you know, and it completely makes sense knowing that the language is images, and one image tells 1,000 words. So it can definitely be very complex to sit down and read these things, especially when you're something like this, when you've never come across any information like this, all you hear about the stories of Jesus and the miracles he performed, and healing the blind and stuff like that, and then you come into this, and you see Aset speaking, talking about commanding through the tongue, commanding something that's within the body, and even starting it out, like how it started out was talking about get back a pep, right? Who's in the form of an intestine. And Saba Tehuti did a great, excellent class on the intestines. So go back and watch that class on the Tehuti pod class. And a pep being in the form of an intestine, and the Cometians definitely utilize the intestines and the stomach, and that which is what you take in as literal and metaphorical teachings on how important the stomach is, and how that's really the second brain. And they utilize this in so many of the Seba'it. We go through a lot of it in the Wisdom Wednesday class, in the teachings of Ptah Hotep. It's in there a lot. And it's just beautiful how they was able to do this. And of course there's spells against the negative serpents, the negative scorpions, but then also utilizing them for your benefit as well. And that's something that the biblical teachings, of course, took out. When you hear about the serpent, it's always about negative. So now anytime you hear anyone say anything about a serpent, it's about he's a snake in the grass. You got to watch him. Keep your grass mowed so you can see the snakes. And it's always negative. And that's only because of the Bible. Because in ancient times, yes, there was a negative serpent, a pep, but there was also the positive serpents as well. I mean, it was all throughout the imagery. You literally were the consciousness of the serpent, and then later became the knowledge. But I said also having the seven scorpions with her, and how she was commanding them. I found that very fascinating. Let's see if I can. I don't know if I remember what page it's on. But she was commanding the seven scorpions, right? 2 on each side, and then 3 in front of her, paving the path. And she commanded them to direct her to where she's going, and for them to keep their head down, to not give any attention to any person, just can be completely focused on what it is I'm telling you to do, and to leading her to a specific place. And how Aset literally is the feminine representation of Hekau, and she's just completely imbued with magic. Every story you hear about her, there's some form of magic being performed through utterance, or even when we read the contendings of Horus and Set, when Heru cut off Aset's head because she didn't continue to assist him with Set, and when Set said, "Hey, I'm your brother," and then Heru cut off her head, and she was able to regrow that, so to be able to have limbs removed and the magic imbued with that. But then you never hear any of these stories prior to the biblical stories. So when you hear about these miracles that's happening in these biblical stories, it becomes very minuscule. And you see and understand where they get the concept and idea from the Natiru, because it's easy once you already have an idea of a foundation of something, and then start to create. So now we live in a world where there's Marvel and DC and anime, and you got all these different visualizational forms of creativity, and you can see different things. So now you can take that and start to create your own character. But it's just a completely different level, as I always reiterate, to be the first to do something. And so to be able to the reason why they were able to, they didn't just come up with this out of thin air, just start making up stories. This had to come from a place. And this was the actual Natiru, them physically being here. So they were seeing this. These were things being passed down. So you don't just come up with something just out of nothing. There's something there that exists for you to be able to tell the story from your perception. And that's what the ancient people were doing. And it's powerful to know what we know, and knowing the Natiru manifesting from this last class. And when Primordial Thought 9 asked about the origin of the Natiru, and going into the what they call the quantum mechanics of it, and Nu and and the electrons that existing as a consciousness prior to physically coming into any type of physical body, but then allowing the thought process, because it's all about thought and then sound vibration that creates this. And we're just now coming into the science to be able to validate that, which is a fact. So for the Natiru to incarnate themselves into physical beings, which are not Homo sapiens sapien, and to be able to do these occurrences is just absolutely powerful. And once again, this is another resurrection story, right? You don't really hear too much about this resurrection story of Heru dying as a young child and having to be resurrected by his mother because of the poison. So this again is another resurrection story that exists prior to a biblical Jesus resurrecting. So just in that in itself is extremely powerful to know. And this was important enough to write on steles, right? To you'll find them written on steles. Not too many papyruses. So it goes to show the importance of these, and being able to take them with you and use them. These were actually used because they were surrounded. I mean, they're in nature. They're in nature with creatures that can kill them, and utilizing those same creatures that can kill you to also heal you at the same time. So it's a beautiful understanding of the duality of respecting that which you are a part of and that which is around you. So for there's a lot in this writing here. And let me see. There was one other thing I wanted to point out. Oh, when Aset said, "I can destroy the demon of death by the utterance which my father taught me to know." Right? That's very powerful. And this is why, me personally, why I'm always going into the sound vibrational tones and the languages that we speak, because it's literally creating our reality. It's just a fact. So the more you study this information, and you see all of the utterance, right? This is all about utterance. When you see the meta netter, and you see the cheta, and you see the speaking, thou sayest, Tehuti speaking, Aset speaking, commanding, magic, ekau, the words that you're uttering, right? And so taking into consideration all of the teachings, a myriad of teachings of what that really means, the symbols for the mouth, the symbols for the tongue, the symbol for the E, the trachea, those meta-netter symbols, and taking all that into consideration, understanding how important vibrational tones that first originate in your E, how important that is, right? And what we're able to do when you're at a status of the material, when you're at the level of a netter, and in my akaru, being true of voice, being able to completely command through your vibrational tone. And that you know, so with what we speak today, with how we speak to each other and how we allow others to speak to us, it's completely keeping our magic dormant. To now where we speak about magic, it becomes this Greek word that they've coined, pseudo, and it just keeps people in a dormant state. It keeps you in a state where you literally are not in motion. You literally do not have power over your own voice, and understanding, what that really creates and what that encompasses. So, to be able to have these stories and read the stories of the material, and and just even having Aten and how she's the protector and how she speaks about the protection of Heru is extremely powerful. Especially to be raised up in this and to be a child, right, and to be able to look at your mother as Aten and to feel that protection, right, to be able to look at your father as a SAR and feel that protection, and the ATEF, and the Mut, and understanding what these words mean and what they go back to, and to be able to have this as a young child, to be raised up in this is extremely powerful, and one of the things I'm so happy for, to be able to provide, so our children can continue to stay in their magical essence and be guided through these teachings, so they can utilize who they are to the highest ability, and know that you're a netter and not have to reprogram yourself into knowing that you're a netter, reprogram yourself into knowing that your words create the reality, with knowing how important what you think is, and to be able to transmute thoughts, to be that catalyst, right? To be that door, that Saba, which can be either positive or negative, which what going through you is going to get me to where? Is it going to be a positive state or a negative state, right? Because everyone is their own door. So communicating or coming into contact with you, where is your portal going to lead me? And so, these beautiful stories here are very necessary, and the thing that we're doing here, to be able to provide not only just the actual literature, but to show forth and show the actual artifacts that these stories come from, and the names of the people who they're associated with, goes to show that this is not just a story where a group of people just make, like, no, these were written. Here's the people. Here's the actual physical people. Here's Nakat Horus. Here he actually is in history, and here is his name here written on this stele to protect him from these particular things. And it's just powerful. So to everyone, for being a part of this and listening to this, because this isn't the side of YouTube where we're turning up, talking about all whatever chaos to bring people in, and we're clearly not here for that. We don't care. We have no concern with no one being here who isn't wanting to learn. So we're not here to do that. And for you all to be here and to read alongside with us and study with us and take notes of the sources that are provided, and then directly going and putting that book in your cart, or going and finding that article that was showed, so you can take time to look at these things yourself. So Hotep and Henu, everyone, I hope that came in clear. Nicholas Noetic says it was falling in and out a little. Hopefully that was clear enough for everyone to hear. Be sure you all are supporting the House of Aten. Make sure everyone pay your tuition for this class here, and continue just to do what everyone's doing. I mean, I'm so grateful and thankful for everyone. for being here and representing this side of this reality here. We have access to something so powerful and magical. So to be a part of it is an effort. So I'll pass the mic back to you, great brother ATEF Kim Maat, for reading that. You did a wonderful, wonderful job, and yeah, this is beautiful and powerful. Continue to support the House of Aten.
Hotep. Yeah, that was great, brother. Those were beautiful words. Nefer, I was listening to you as well, Menkhu, and yeah, we got to make a movie. we got to make the movies. Yo, I was falling. I was really zoning out as I was reading. I was my imagination. That's what I was thinking of. I was like trying to, yeah. That's how it was playing out in my head as I was reading it. It was coming together like a movie in my subconscious. And you know, I was thinking of, again, like some of the stories that we grew up listening to and just connecting it. And even some of the stories with the movies that I've seen so far, I'm like, oh, that's where they stole that from. This is where that came from. You know, all of these different fake stories we heard are coming from the real stories of our ancestors. And this is our history. And yeah, I'm just so honored to be able to read this and connect it to our own history, connected to myself, you know, and to be able to appreciate it. There's so many of us that are so lost, man. I'm so grateful for our great teacher. Like I said, when I purchased the book, when he said the book, so at that time, right, I was just at a place, and it had nothing to do with Saba, but I was at a place in my life where I had said to myself, I had made like a deal with myself, where I had said, I just was lost. First of all, let me just say, I was just lost, just searching. I didn't know I was lost. I just was fed up with lies. And I had made a deal with myself where I had said to myself, and you know, as I think and I process it now and I say it out loud to you, I was communicating with the material and I had no idea. Or should I say they were communicating with me? It was my body that was communicating, my Eve. And I just said, man, every book that I come across that someone says, or like if I see someone reading a book, I was just going to make a note of it. I was going to make a note to myself and try to purchase that book. It was as if the universe was talking to me. It was the Natiru talking to me. I'm telling you guys this because when I did that, I had no idea what I was doing. I just had this hunch, this inspiration, whatever it is that you want to call it, that every book that I came across, that I was going to purchase it, right? Because I felt like I needed to make better decisions. And in order to make better decisions, I needed to have more access to more information. And so my route to that was I need to read more. So, well, read what? I'm not reading comic books. It was, you know, what books do I read? I have Think and Grow Rich and all these self-help books. And those are good reads. I'm not taking anything away from that. But what I said to myself was, anytime someone mentions a book or I see someone with a book, I'm going to write it down. I work in a hospital, so I see people reading all the time. And I just started making notes. And then Saba started talking about these books. And I didn't even know who he was. And I didn't even know what he was talking about. But I had already made that commitment to myself that I was going to make a note of every book that I came across. Not necessarily going to the library, but just as I'm walking down the street and I see somebody, or I'm on the bus and I see someone reading, I was going to make a note. And that's what I was doing. I was taking pictures of people as they was reading books. I was writing down the titles. But it just so happens that around that same time, Saba came on the podcast and just started saying mentioning all these books. And like I said, I was at the gas station gassing up the vans and I didn't know what he was talking about. But I'm so grateful that that I had, you know, said that to myself, and that I had made a note. And I just started buying the books, man. Every book he said, I would just put it in the cart. And again, I did not know the relevancy. I did not know how important it was. I did not know that it was my history that he was making me aware of. I had no idea. As a melanated being, whatever it is that we want to call ourselves, I had no idea when he was mentioning those books what he was referring to at that time. I had absolutely no clue. So I just started purchasing the books, man. I just put them all in the Amazon cart. And like with this book, I think it's volume 1 and volume 2. So I put them both in the Amazon cart, and I purchased volume 1. Then I bought Miriam Litcham, volume 1. And I put it all in the cart, and I would buy them every week. And then I began to read them. And like you said, they're very hard reads, but this is our history. This is stuff that we should be familiar with. But we're not. But if like Saba pointed out, let's talk about Peter Parker. Everybody know who Peter Parker is. Everybody know who Bruce Banner is. Everyone knows. We're familiar with these made up stories, with these embellished, made up. All it's just fact, man. But we're not familiar with this story. I had never read this whole story in its entirety. I had read some of it, but I haven't read the whole story. But like I said, now is the time to begin to get familiar with our own history. You know, that's what I had said to myself, and I'm so grateful that I listened to myself. I had began to purify myself. I had began to purify my mind, and these were the things that were coming to me. And I'm so grateful for the Natiru. Around that same time, I started planting more. I started getting in contact more. I started making more of a connection with nature. Again, I had no idea that any of this was relevant or connected. I started getting plants. This was when the pandemic was going on, you know, around that time, a little bit before that. I had no idea. You know, I'm just so grateful for my teacher, man. You know, I'm just so grateful for Saba. I'm so grateful for you, brothers. You know, so like, subscribe, and comment. You know, houseofaten.org. You know, this is what we're doing. We're reading ancestral artifacts over religious opinion. When I heard my teachers say that resonated with me. These stories resonate with me. When I read them, I get chills. I was zoning out as if my mother was reading me this story. I was zoning out as I was reading, and my daughter was on the side. She was on the side of me, and I was just going into place. I'm just so grateful, man. I'm at a loss for words because I'm honored to be able to read this and share this with my people. I'm honored to begin to understand these stories of the Natiru. And I'm honored to be able to grow with you and learn with you. I have, like I said, and I'm very upfront. Most of the stories that I'm reading, I'm unfamiliar with, and it's a pleasure to read them with you and to become familiar of them with you, and to learn from my great Saba Tehuti Amenhotep Ra. So Henu to our great Saba Tehuti Amenhotep Ra. Henu to the great Ahati Maat. Henu to you, great Ani Ptah. Henu to the great Menkhu Ara Meri Maat. Henu to Primordial Thought. Everybody in the chat. With that, I'm gonna pass it to my great brother Ani. But I definitely look forward to I'm still going to be putting all of our writings in digital stone. I'm going to be creating these audio books of these writings. I'm getting closer and closer to begin. But you know, it's up to us, man. It's like it's right now, and it's up to us. You know, we can't look to nobody else to do it for us, because when we do, they give us things like Moses and his brother, and they give us these stories like Solomon and Job and all of these stories, and you know they're stories. you know, but these characters only exist in the comic book. They only exist in the book. So, you know, HERU to the Neteru.
Before you pass it to Ani, I just wanted to say something really quick, ATEF. HERU to you, great brother, for your energy. And I just wanted to say, you know, it's really quite a testament to how important this information is, because E.A. Wallace Budge, he had to put in some work for all the books that he wrote, for everything that he did. Like he was doing some stuff, right? So we have these tools, and a lot of these Egyptologists, I think the video series that you sent me, ATEF, I think what's his Anthony West, the magical
magical yes.
He was talking about in the thing. I think they said he was in Luxor for 10 years. 10 years studying the netters and doing research. And so, you know, these people was putting in work. I was like, okay, cool. Like that's inspirational to see. This was important to them. You know what I'm saying? So it should be even more so important to us. Now I'll pass it to Ani. Sorry, I didn't mean to mess up.
I agree. Nah, you're right. I agree. They study our history more than us. This is our history. This is what I'm saying, is that I did not know what Saba was talking about when he mentioned these books. I did not even know him as a Saba. I just saw him, I just heard him as a guest on a rapper that I like on one of his platforms, you know, and I was like, okay, let me check this brother out. I like the rapper. Let me listen to his guests. I was listening to all the other guests. So I had no idea. And this is what I'm telling you, how grateful I am, because this led to this. This led to me rediscovering who I am and our true history. Because everything that we know about us was given to us. And it wasn't just given to us by our brothers. It was given to us by the colonizer. This is a fact. So I'm grateful. I am eternally grateful. Number one, I'm grateful to my Ba, to myself, to my Eve, for even getting to that point of getting fed up with all the lies, right? For me to begin to want to purify myself, and for me to want to begin to just, all I want is the truth. All I want to do is learn. All I want is the truth. So, you know, I'm grateful for that. And then to all of a sudden find myself in this frequency and I don't even know what's going on. I'm like, what is he talking about? What? Maat, I had never heard of that. I had never heard of the Neteru or none of this. And I'm like, but I was not opposed to it. I'm like, let me just listen, because I didn't know nothing about it. But I know the story of Moses. I know the story of Jesus. I know all of these stories. I know the story of Bruce Banner. I know the story of Peter Parker. But I had never heard of this. I had never heard of these stories that are ours. So I'm grateful to the Neteru, and I'm grateful to begin to get on this frequency, because it is a frequency. And I wasn't opposed to it, because I'm like, I already know all this other stuff. Let me learn something new that I don't know. And it's sad, because our people are so, they oppose everything that they don't understand. They it's sad, man. It really is sad. So I'm just grateful. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna say that I'm grateful. HERU to the people in the chat for listening. HERU to our great Saba Tehuti, and definitely HERU to our ancestors for leaving these writings behind. And I'm gonna do my part to make sure that our history is taught and left behind for our people to continue.
HERU, great brothers. I'll stand with you. Absolutely. 1000%. Yeah, we don't know these stories, even though we see them being played out on the big screen. We see them in stories of Hawkeye, and we see them in all the stories that we know. They're in the stories. We just don't know, you know. And this is why some of my classes, I show the different DC and Marvel, because it's so big. It's such a megalith. It's worldwide known. When they drop a movie, millions to billions of dollars are going to be utilized to go watch these things, and there will come a point in time when these stories will be shown at that type of level, with that type of effort being put in to bring forth the Neteru for people to have. There will come a time for that, and it's slowly starting to make its way, and I'm watching it very closely, and there are things that's slowly starting to make its way, and it will happen for sure. It's inevitable. And there's another presentation I'm working on and showing some of the latest things that they've put out, and just to show people, like, you know, these stories that they're coming up with that everyone loves, they didn't just make these up. There's actual papyruses written down. There's actual stories written on walls where you can go read it. Now you can start to make it your own, and that's what these people have done. And have to give respect to the originators. You have to give respect to the source, because without the source, none of it would exist. So Henu to our ancestors, and to the Neteru, for being who they were, and for the scribes for documenting it, for practicing their literation and copying these stories over and over and over, repetition of copying these stories and preserving these stories for thousands of years, even through all the destruction. And this is the excuse all these other places use, you know, it was all destroyed. So even with everyone knowing about this place called Meri, or Kemet, or Sekhem, knowing this place and everyone going there to learn, the information was still preserved. So it's beautiful. So let me show the support that has came through. I think we got a few people to support the show for today. So let's give our adoration to the great supporters. Without you, we would not be able to do this. So Henu Henu to those who support the information. All right, first we got the great brother Stephen E, who sends $10. Henu Nefer Senu Tua in Ma'a Kuru.
Yo, let's go.
One of the greatest supporters, this brother here, Stephen E, who will hopefully one day you will see on the panel up here with us giving a class. Hinu to you, good brother. All right, next we have Nicholas Savinston, who sent $10 for a Sunday class. Tua for your presence and energy. For Sunday's class, Tua for your presence and energies. Great read with the 5-point star. Tua to you, good brother, who is also one of the members to the House of Aten. So shout out to this good brother, Nicholas Noetic Henu, who's came in on fire. And we love that. We love to see that. And we're here every week, so consistency is just as important. So this brother has been consistent since he's came in. So let's give this brother his praises for his support. And next we have okay, good. Who usually supports through Cash App, but now sent to support, or excuse me, not through Cash App, but through YouTube the super chat, who is now supporting through Cash App. And Tua, we appreciate you doing that. So YouTube doesn't take a part of it. Is we have Tanya 23, who sends in $5 for donation. Henu to you, Tanya 23 experience. You definitely are a supporter of the House of Aten, and we appreciate you. I know you say here on this comment here, you say I was using my fingers and couldn't comment as much, but heard every word. Excellent. I will be joining shortly. I've been looking for a study group. I'm Kemet all the way. Serket Aset Amen Ra. Nefer. We look forward to you joining us, and we appreciate your support and your donation. Hotep to you. All right, so Cash App, PayPal, House of Aten. We appreciate everyone, and we love you all. Take this class and do the research on it. Go look up the steles and just take the time to go over what the ancestors have left for us, because they spent their entire lives creating it so it can be here. So if they can sacrifice their entire existence, 10 days, because their weeks were in 10-day weeks, 10 days a week, 365 days a year, in providing this, the least we can do is read it, right? The least we can do is research it, find it, pick it up, look at it, learn what we can, and it will guide our walk as followers of Maat, as followers of the Natiru, and what the great Tehuti as the Netter brought forth for us and still continues to do so today through Tehuti Amenhotep Ra. And with that, I'll close out by saying, Henu, we love and we appreciate you all. Meta Monday is tomorrow for those who are watching right now, which is November 20th. Meta Monday. I've been saying this every week for over a year. If you're not in the Meta class, I don't know, just get in the Meta classes, people. Like, just get in there. It's so affordable. It's $20 free will donation, $20 for each class. You can get the recording if you can't be there live. So we can continue to grow as a collective at the same pace, right? We everyone learns at their own pace, but we still need to put some urgency behind being able to take in as much as we can, because we spent our whole lives doing the opposite. So now that we know, we have to reverse that and now spend the rest of our lives doing this, right? Going into the information, doing the rituals, learning the language. And the Meta class assists with that so much. It is the gem that will forever give. For as long as you have that recording, you can go to that 15 years from now and be able to access new information or utilize some information that you may have not been at the consciousness enough to accept at that point in time. So these are priceless gems that our great Saba is providing for us. So make sure you all get into the Meta Monday class. Just email Saba Tehuti, mysticaltelevision@gmail.com. Here's $20. Send me the Meta class 1 through 57, whichever ones you want. So just utilize this. Our next Ma'at Wisdom Wednesday class is this coming up Wednesday on the 22nd. So all of the House of ATTON members, make sure you are in the Discord. The great moderator, Primordial Thought 9, has been posting the Discord link. So make sure you all are in the Discord and message me in the Discord so I can make sure that you are logged into the Discord as a member, so you have access to our Wisdom Wednesday category in Discord. So only the members can be inside of that category. So just message me so I can make sure that I have you all unlocked, so you can have access to that, because that's where I post the link for the Wisdom Wednesday classes. Okay, so look forward to seeing you all this Wednesday. Again, shout out to HERU for the talent show winnings, and shout out to Minty Hotep for her participation in the Pathways to Awakening talent show. Give a hinu to both of them. And yes, you all have a fantastic week. We'll see you all not Friday, but Saturday for the pod class. Saturday at 2 p.m. Pacific time will be the new start time for the pod class. And here, let me put this up for you all. I put this in the Discord. But for you all who are not in the Discord, let me put this for you all here.
While you're doing that, Ani Ptah, I'm really excited about the switch to the Saturday, because December 16th is the 2nd year anniversary for the Tehuti pod class, which is going to be on the Saturday. So the synchronicity and the beauty of what's happening, being in the middle of the magic and seeing what's happening, is pretty powerful. So I'm excited about that.
Yes, I am too. I'm sure ATEF from Kim. I don't know if you would be at 3, 4, 5 in the morning like this, woozy, trying to take in 137 math, quantum. Like, what is going on here? So I think it'll be great. More people will be able to come into the class, and that's what we need. Some of the things work against us, but it doesn't overpower what we're able to do and put out. So this move will be an excellent transition for the Tehuti pod class and for the House of Aten. So I definitely look forward to that too, as well. So here is the monthly calendar for November. If you all want to take a screenshot of this, it's also posted in the Discord. So you all have, a calendar for the month of what to look forward to. So as you see, the 30th of this month, we will have our Discord meeting as well. And the Wisdom Wednesday on 22nd. And if there's anything, any updates, I'll update this and continue to post it in the Discord. So be sure you all are following the Discord, and keep in contact with us there. It's a wonderful community. So Hotep and Hinu, Ma'akaru. Tua for your attention. Without your attention, this could never exist. Sakim im Ari murder Ka'a, Semu Hatu Natiru, Pert in Hetep. I obtain the power to do what pleases my Ka. May the hearts of the Natiru lead me. I come forth in peace. Hotep.
Hotep, great brother. Menkhu, you got some closing words?
Mark your calendar for December 16th, Saturday, September 16th, Saba Tehuti's 2nd year anniversary of the pod class. Will be a special celebration on that day. So looking forward to observing that wonderful milestone with you all. Looking forward to getting together with everyone who will be attending the MetaNet or Monday class tomorrow. Henu and Kes to ATEF for beautiful reading. Henu and Kes to Ptah for steering the ship and all the things that you do. Oh, we have one more donation. I don't know if Ani will share that donation, but Henu and Kes to all who support Tehuti. Henu and Kes to all that support our pod class. This is I'm grateful too, Atef. I am definitely grateful. My journey is definitely aligned, and it's definitely beautiful to be in this safe space and to be out of the chaos and breaking all the trauma bonds that I used to have. There's one song I've been sharing with the brother. I shared with the brothers a video that was like a awakening for me. Killer Priest was at a conference not too 45 minutes away from where I live, and there was this song, his song Orange, that kind of helped me, steered me to the Killer Priest Podcraft. And once Saba came on there, and the time he was on there was flawless victory. And now we're here, and it's a beauty to behold Saba Tehuti and these great brothers and all the heka that is taking place. So to everyone for your attention, sending you peace, power, protection, and prosperity for this upcoming week. And looking forward to seeing you all as many times as possible. The Wisdom Wednesday session and Saba's next podcast.
Henu, great brothers. Yes, looking forward to Monday's class. Henu to everybody in the chat, everybody that supports. It's a beautiful time that we're in. What better time than now? Who better to do it than us? So I'm just honored. I know you got a donation you want to show before we close it out.
Yes, I do have a support, and that comes from Eric G, who sends in 777, another great member of the House of Aten.
To our great brother. Hey, new to you as always, Eric G. That's it. Beautiful. I'm just honored to be able to share these utterances, to bring forth, these utterances as they were written down to the best of our ability. Ancestral artifacts over religious opinion. Hindu to our great teacher. He brings forth the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but Maat, uncut, not stepped on, unfiltered. Hindu to our great teacher, and Hindu to the great Ahati Maat, and Hindu to all of you brothers on the panel. The moderator, our great moderator, Primordial Thought 9, Hindu to you, great brother. Hindu to all the supporters, and Hindu to everyone in the chat. With that, we will close out with our beautiful affirmation. Everyone have a great week. I look forward to seeing you all in Madunetta Mondays. And I look forward to seeing everyone in Saturdays Tehuti podcast at the new time. In the daytime, definitely. So with that, we will close out with our great affirmation, with our beautiful affirmation. From today's teachings, from today's reading, wake up, Heru. Thy protection is established. Make thou happy the heart of thy mother are set. The words of Heru shall bind up hearts. He shall cause to be at peace him who is in affliction. Let your hearts be happy, O ye who dwell in the heavens. Newt. Heru, he who hath avenged or protected his father, shall cause the poison to retreat. Unki in Maat, Un in S, Nintet or Set in Maat, Minhepapet in Maat, Her in Hukui, Per Ikut. I live for Maat. I exist within her. I do not speak in the place of Maat. Every day I advance towards Maat. My being is surrounded in darkness. I come forth as conscious light. Hotep, peace and love, everyone. Have a great weekend.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
For those who doubt what this may be, second danger round. Wow. For those who think this is not what you saw on the screen, I just want to want to hear something? Oh! Wow! Wow! This is the real thing. You know when I hear the snake rattling?
Yes.
I want to tell you guys something here. Let me see. I want to show you the example of the black snake rattling. I don't know if this is
This is really over.
Ooh. I want you to know something. That's not an example. That actually is the one that I'm holding right now. Y'all see anything in front of me with horns?
Yes, yes.
All right, so this is a TEF. This is a TEF right here. Hey, TEF, how you doing? Show them your beautiful head.
Yo, let's go.
There we go.
Some of those horns are epic.
You can see it clear on the screen. Yeah, so there's this is a TEF.
Yo, let's go.
Closed my eyes, then I woke up back in my bed. I could see my room as clear as looking through a lens. See, I thought I was awake, so then I tried to move, but my body shocked me like I was plugged in a socket. I started panicking and scrambling within my mental. I thought I died and now my body, I'm forever locked in. I was screaming, help me, someone help me please. But there wasn't any sound making it through my teeth. I could see movement in motion, shadows gather around me. How could I close my eyes already closed? Eating alkaline at this time, fasting reads though shocking. I was stuck in a paralysis, it had me froze. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. I finally started waking up and coming back. I was in the opposite of states of fact. That's relaxed, I grabbed my phone and started to do research. Knowledge of what happened, I was in a lack. Insidious, the movie came direct to mind. Every time I've seen this, it was connected to what's not divine. Demons crawling forcefully, holding the body down. Ain't no point in trying to scream, you will not make a sound. Deep within, I knew I made that a reality. The all is mine, I saw it, and so shall it be. I start replacing fear with knowing universe is mental. talking to my subconscious to wake me up in dreams. Then one day my spirit guides came in so essential. Daylight's astral playing loud in my dream helped to set me free. I'm back in paralysis laying on my couch, but this time I was calm, ready to exit out. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth. It's time to shed. From what I read, I need to move my arms in front of me. See a rope and pull it, separate and then release. Now I'm out, I see my house is gleaming, I accept it. Looking in the mirror, staring at my car's reflection. I was so ecstatic, flying in every direction. This was months of subconscious reprogramming and redirection. Place my thoughts in my body, wake up, that's what I did. I was reborn from that day so I could start to live. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth. It's time to shed.
There is no spoon.
But I can only show you the door. You're the one that has to walk through it.